All right, so in this video, we're going to go over how to use the CSV node, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a CSV node. I'm going to add an input node, and I'm going to add a finish node, okay? And I'll name them appropriately. So this is the all done node. This is going to be our CSV upload node, and this is going to be a row, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to configure the input, all right? And the input should be an upload, and it should be type of text.csv, okay? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add that URL to the CSV node properties, okay? So that URL, we're just going to say @CSV upload. All right. Now I can start working on my the defining what I want to do once we've got our CSV row, okay? And what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to add a new node, and I'm going to make this a, what do I want to do? Maybe we can do an LLM node, okay? So I'm going to use ChatGPT to write something about each row in my CSV file, okay? And here's the CSV file. It's just city and state, 5 city and states, I think. So yeah, let's look at that and let's get started, okay? So we're gonna connect this and then talk about the city state. All right, that's the name of this node. And then our prompt is gonna be, if we look at the CSV file again, we have city and state, right? So we're gonna have to use JSON keys here. What JSON keys really means is it just represents the sort of the column headers for the CSV file. Okay, so we've got city and state; those are column headers. And by defining those JSON keys, it basically lets us tag that particular column header in our prompt. Okay, so we can say row.city. Is this a dangerous city or not? Assessment. All right. And then let's add comma, hold on, row.city, comma, row.state. All right, so we're gonna get GPT's thoughts on that city and state combination. And then once we finish, we're going to spit that out, okay? In the all finished node. So we're going to set our format to markdown, okay? And then let's just add an HTML comment for the row city and the row state, all right? So that you can use them in the file name, okay? Row city, row state, okay? And then the last thing that we need to do is we need to add the the GPT assessment, okay? So let's see here, I don't know how to spell assessment, that looks right. All right, so we've got our template. We've got our package all lined up. Let's try and run this and see what happens, okay? So I'm gonna upload, well, first I need to download this CSV file, okay? So let's download this CSV file, all right? And then we're gonna upload it, okay? And it should be quick, it's small. Perfect, so it's uploaded, and now if we run it, it should do 5 short articles about the, not even articles, it'll probably just be blurbs, like a paragraph about each of those cities. So that's all done. Oh, looks like we forgot to do matchup steps. All right. So let's look at one of these. Okay, perfect. So yeah, we're getting a lot of, let's see, we're getting a lot of results back because we didn't put the matchup step. So we need a group by rows, okay? And that's what the matchup step does. It's sort of like a group by, so it keeps everything that's similar together. All right, so let me see. I also need to increase the max tokens here because it was cutting off. It was cutting off the ChatGPT response was getting cut off, so I need to increase the max tokens. But yeah, so if we look at this result, it brought back a lot of stuff. So let's look at this. Yeah, it's not keeping it grouped correctly. So we need to add those matchup steps. That's important. So let's run this again. Same CSV file, and let's see what we get back. Okay, we're almost there. We're so close. Yeah, let's see what it does. All right, so that's done. Perfect. So now they're grouped correctly. So we get an assessment on Miami. We got one on Dallas. We got one on New York, Atlanta, Los Angeles. Okay. Now, perfect. Our CSV file is getting processed and really quickly. That's great. Now, let's say we wanted to send this to what do we want to send this to? Let's say we want to send this to Google Docs. Okay, we want to create a Google Doc for each of these assessments. Okay, that's when we'll use like something like Zapier and get those webhooks going. All right. So what I'll do now is I'll add a package. All right. So this is a package that let's use send to Zapier. Okay, we've got that built already. I'm just going to choose that one, and then I'm going to say create new docs. Okay. Then I'm going to, what am I going to do with this? I will connect this to that. I'm going to keep the matchup step as row. All right. And then let's create a new, let's see if I have one. Yeah, I already have a push to Google Docs webhook. So I'm just going to copy this webhook URL. All right. And then, let me see. All right, so we've got name and document, okay? So we actually need to do this. We need to create a JSON builder, all right? And what the JSON builder does, I'll make a video explaining what this does. This structures your data so that it's easily, you can send it to other places nice and easy, or send it to other packages or nodes nice and easily, okay? So we'll say just for Zapier, okay? We need name, all right? And then we need the actual document, all right? So name is going to be at, yeah, we need to connect this here so that we can get, the name is going to be at row.city, and then at row.state, and then it's going to be danger level, all right? Danger level, all right? And then the document is going to be talk about city state, all right? Cool. So if we, let's see, if we connect this, and then let's make sure that we've got our matchup steps to row so that it stays grouped up through the whole process. Our webhook URL is going to be this, all right, which we got from Zapier, and our request body is actually going to be just for Zapier, okay? That's going to be that JSON builder. So if we run this one more time, what we should get is we should get something that looks like, let me see, docs. Yeah, let's go to Google Docs and see what's going on here. So yeah, once this is done, we should have 5 new documents in Zapier, all right? So let's let it run, let's refresh. All right, so yeah, I forgot to put a space there, but we've got Dallas came in so far. Cool, so we've got all our documents and they're there, all right? So yeah, that's the CSV node in a nutshell. I hope it helps. This video helps, okay? So just to recap, your CSV file, once you upload it, it will be treated like a row, okay? And this is just a loop, all right? It doesn't, a loop is just a technical term for something that repeats itself, okay? So it's handling all that looping behavior. You just need to connect it and just think about how would you handle for each individual case. In the case with the ChatGPT prompt, you can see we just put row.city, row.state very easily. For the headers, you should put them in their JSON keys. The matchup steps, which is the group by, think of that as a group by. Along the way, you just make sure that every node is grouping by the row, so that multiple versions of your whatever your automation is doing doesn't happen. It sticks to that one row, groups that data on every step of the way. Okay. So this is the CSV node in a nutshell. I hope that helps. Say something in the group if this doesn't make sense or you need me to explain something a little better. All right. Have a good one.